Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. For those of you who are new, welcome. I am Nicole. Guys, this is going to be your daily read for January 9th, Tuesday, January 9th. So welcome to the channel. I hope you guys are doing well and fantastic. Getting back on the saddle, getting things out to you guys daily. Again, thank goodness. It feels good to be back doing this. It is super early here, and so I don't know, I'm still trying to get my coffee in me, but wanted to get on things today. I have a busy day ahead of me. So January 9th, my nose is itching, I don't know why. But I heard this morning answered prayers. So we're going to see what comes up for you guys. But I do feel like if you guys feel like you've been pushing pretty hard and trying to get motivated, trying to get things accomplished, trying to just kind of get over, like, it feels like everybody had a lot of hurdles to get this year started. I do feel like faith, resilience is going to help guide the way. And I think that for some of you, you're going to start to see things shifting for a more positive note. Okay, so let's see what comes up in the cards and we'll go from there. Okay, so we're using the Sacred Geometry deck just to kind of get an overall feel of things. I love this deck. It's so beautiful. So, all right, guys, let's just get right into it. Personal readings, I will open those up here before long. I mentioned that yesterday. Got a few things I need to get accomplished first, and then we'll open those up. So, all right, Spirit, for the collective today. Earth and Authority. That Authority card popped out. My nose is still itching. That Authority card popped out yesterday on the split as well, and here it comes again. And I said, you know, it's kind of about taking control of a situation. Some of you could feel like other things are kind of holding power over you, and needing to stay connected to your faith right now. Staying connected, grounded, keeping your energy pretty calm, even balanced. Trying to just kind of, Spirit just said roll with the punches right now. And I could see that. I really could see that collectively for everybody. So, you know, it's like wanting to maintain control of your world, what you have control over, but yet I do feel like some of you could feel a little constrained or what's the word? Not refined. I don't know. Constricted. We'll call it. It's like Eight of Swords kind of energy. Constricted. But I will say to you, it's not... I'm going to validate the fact that sometimes, like, things happen in our world that take kind of control of how our day goes or how things are moving in our lives or when we're able to accomplish things. And that's kind of how this feels to me, is like you're waiting for something to kind of close out, or something that, whether it's healing work that you need to do, whether it's, you know, events that need to take place, something like that, it's almost time to free you up. Okay, so I hope that's making sense, right? All right, let's see. Have my coffee with you guys this morning. All right, let's see, Spirit, what does the collective need to know January 9th? Throwing me 2 cards. Oh, 3 cards. Look at that. There comes that Authority again. I really want to dive into that card. I was going to lay this out a certain way, but I think I'm going to run differently with this. Universal love. I think it's funny. And look at that from the split again. Gaia. Same 2 cards in the middle of all of this. And then solar plexus. I talk about that control, our ego, our confidence, our willpower to move on and move forward is sitting in the underneath of that energy. Excuse me. Again, that Authority. It's taking powerful direction. That it's like you are implementing. I got the chills. Ooh, I got the chills from head to toe right now. My goodness. Everything that is within you and everything that is outside of you is like, it's starting to turn. You ever see the windmills, the power, electricity, like those wheels are starting to spin. And I don't feel like it's a bad spin. It is, things are starting to pick up some pace, or you're starting to see things gaining forward momentum. And you're doing this from a wise and loving place, right? Like you're understanding that this time frame of difficult, rough waters, they can't last forever. They don't last forever. Just like our emotions, they're there for a short time. We accept them, we address them, we acknowledge what's going on, and we move on from that. And that's kind of how this feels to me. this universal love, it is that connectedness, what it is that we are connected to, what it is that is guiding us. I've seen so much around partnerships and love for 2024 already, and in looking at some of the astrologies and the birth charts and the things that I do on the side, it's really about how we integrate ourselves with others, how we come in for, to compassion. I've said that word so much, and I'm probably going to beat it to death, but how it is, like, how we feel connected to everything around us, whether it's our families, our work, our passions, our endeavors, whatever it might be. But it's like, and then this card being 44, which breaks down to an 8, 2024 breaks down to an 8, right? So this is the flow of love, the flow of abundance, and starting to recognize how these shifts in 2024 are already taking place, so that you can step into your personal power and take control of what it is. I don't particularly like the control aspect, right, when we think about it, but everything has a positive and a negative connotation, just like in tarot. So it's like, to have control over the things that we can take control over, that we can guide accordingly, that's where your power stands. It's not in the resistance of trying to control a specific outcome or a specific person and things like that. So it's a lot less resistant to what is naturally happening. And then that Gaia card again, 28 breaks down to a 10. What I think is really interesting, again, you have the Authority card, which is a 10. Gaia is a 28, which breaks down to a 10. So you get 2 10s, one on each side of this, and then 44 being that universal love. With every new beginning, or every end comes another new beginning, right? What is that? Semisonic closing time, I think, or something like that. I forget how that song goes. But I feel like that's kind of what it is. And with this love in the middle of this, it's like having love, compassion, acceptance of the past, then stepping into a new way of loving and being. It's like you realize maybe where you put in love to things that just didn't benefit you. Maybe you were a giver, right? You gave too much. You just gave from a place that maybe came from a codependent, toxic kind of situation, where you were utilizing that control in the sense of holding on to things. And now it's like you're realizing that that control is not about holding on to the things. It's more from letting go. And I posted a post on Facebook not long ago, and I said sometimes the greatest act of love is to let go. And me, that was from a personal experience. It's very different, I'm sure, but it's still the same concept, that learning to truly love from the appropriate space of a healthy space says that we are in divine flow and we're accepting of situations. We open ourselves up to forgiveness. We reground, we reconnect with our true self. And through that, we're able to love from a healthier space, right? So I think it's a really beautiful energy that's coming out for you guys this morning. It just doesn't feel like you're pushing. It just feels like again, this place of acceptance. Okay, so let's dive in here. I'm gonna actually just clarify these guys, I think, instead of laying these other cards down like I planned on. So let's see, what is this Authority about, Spirit, for the collective today? 8 of Pentacles. You've put in the work, you're learning, and that's what I feel like these are lessons learned in the past, right? It's kind of like Spirit's showing me the contrast of the past versus the present, what you've learned along the way. We get the 6 of Pentacles. What's giving back to you? And that's kind of what I just said is, where were you giving so much of yourself that it became unhealthy? Just pushing against the grain. But at some point during this season that happened, you started to realize that there was something more to this than just someone always giving or someone always taking. And I said, forgetting which one of the readings, it was a weekly, I think, I said I've always seen the 6 of Pentacles as balance, right? It's 3 on each side, giving, taking, whatever. What I've noticed though about this card, and even though there's that 8, and I talked about that too, and then we've got the Devil behind that, so there you go, and then it's completion. I've seen this Six of Pentacles lately is not so great, and I'm not real sure why. It's just kind of like my view of it has shifted a little bit. This hand is dropping these coins, these pentacles into this hand. And yeah, they're kind of bouncing around, but I feel like somebody here might be giving some breadcrumbs in a sense to the one that's giving. Like, yeah, I'll give you a little bit, let these little ones bounce back to you, but I'm going to take the bigger things and I'm going to keep them for myself. Is kind of how I feel about the Six of Pentacles right now. I'm not, again, not real sure why, but that's the way it's been coming in for me. And it's like, with that, again, talking about that control aspect, you could have felt like somebody else had control over your life, or outside circumstances were controlling what you were capable of doing and how you were moving. With this Eight of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles, it's like there's an understanding to your stability. You know, those pentacles are your stability and security. But I also feel like you've put the books down long enough, you've learned enough, you've put the books down, and now you're looking at the real world experience and going, these things, it's like being a chemist in a lab and going, we could pour this and that and do this and this way at 11:11 on the clock. But they don't mix well, they don't do their job well, they don't play together well, right? It's like oil and water. So it's like now you're really looking at the experience versus just jumping into something without really knowing what it is that you're doing. You know, you're taking that growth, that learning, and you're turning it into learning something new, whether this is in love or business or your family or the way you just move every single day. Okay, knowing that, you know, the hard work, you're gonna have to put it in again, but you're getting to do this differently this time around. So very unique message. Again, chills. I got the chills this morning. Oh goodness. It's just like it's incredible how we learn those things, and then we sit back hindsight and we're like, what the hell was I thinking? What was I doing? What was I doing all that time? Like, why did I not see this? So it's kind of funny. King of Wands, like King of Wands, he's been around forever. In the last couple months, that's all I've seen. But he's asserting himself. But this could also be that dominant figure. I kind of see that King of Wands as a dominating, kind of domineering card. Like, he's just, it's almost like the hunter and the hunted in this particular deck. I don't know what it is about him, but it's like, for me anyhow, as a reader, you've learned a lot of things in painstaking ways. You've learned by action. You've learned by, again, talking about that experience. You've learned by that experience. And it's just like hitting the brakes. 13 on the clock as I say that. Like, that's the death card, right? I'm touching numbers, not like I can't help it. But you're realizing who you were working with. And some of these could be soul contracts, soulmates, karmic relationships. This could be karmic people in your life that you were working with or friends with. Like, this is kind of like a no BS kind of feel anymore for you. And it's like you're really discerning who it is that you're investing and collaborating with or working with. What structures are being built. You know, that Three of Pentacles is collaborating, making plans, being a little bit strategic too about how you're doing things. It's the blueprint, right? How everybody's going to work together. And I think you're starting to truly see, again, what works and what does not. Who is worthy of working with? Are they going to pull their weight every time? And there could be a feeling with this authority, if you felt like somebody was controlling aspects of your life, that, you know, it's like, not anymore. You were putting the work on me. You were expecting more of me. And I need to give more to myself, is what I'm hearing from Spirit. So, all right, what is this universal love, Spirit? What is this universal love? There's that World card in the Six of Pentacles again. You can't make it up. It will be equal from now on. Like, part of this universal love is people who don't take you for granted. You not taking other things for granted. You know, you could have had, I don't know why, but Spirit's saying if you could have had a lesson at the end of the year that taught you to just be grateful and thankful for what it is that you already have, not seeking so much outside of yourself or the things that you don't feel that you have or that you're lacking, that Five of Pentacles energy. It's just going, okay, you know, I've got a happy home, I have a good home, I have a warm home, my kids are happy, I'm happy, you know, we've got food on the table. It's like just being grateful for the most basic things in life, and it's getting back to the basics and just finding that appreciation. High Priestess, Six of Swords. You know, there's a, you know, I call my High Priestess the keeper of secrets, right? But this is like you becoming in tune and aware of where things just came up short. Where, you know, it's like you are letting love guide you. I wrote something out. There's a lady that I've mentored under for 20 years. I just love her. She's amazing. And one day I hope that I could be like her. She's incredible. But she always said something like faith will lead me, and something that I can't remember how she's always said it. I don't know why it doesn't stick with me. It should. But I was going through something over the holidays, why I took my hiatus, and the reason I'm explaining this to you, I wrote something out like, God will lead me, love, how did I put it? I'm gonna have to find it, because I wrote it down. Something about love, and that faith will like lead the way, or something to that extent. But it's like, but I use the terms, and God, you know, whatever you believe in, but God, love, and faith. Those three things are going to be so important. And like when, you know, the Six of Swords here, she's in her boat. She's in these choppy waters. She's being pulled away. She's got that one bag left with her, and she's moving on. She doesn't know where she's going. The shore is right there. You know, she knows that much. But she knows that the rough seas that she's been on for so long are now coming to an end. And I think that this intuitive insight has been pushing you for some time, whether you've known it or not. But it's like, I'm damned and determined to have some peace in my life. And that's the beautiful thing about the High Priestess. Like, you see her in this meditative state. She is in a state of peace. She's in a state of within herself, of her own control, no longer being forced by these lessons or the heavy things, just going, it's time to move on. It's time to step into something new. And she's doing it for the sake of herself. This universal love, she's doing it for the sake of herself. There could be those darker moments, right? I kind of get this vibe with this High Priestess. There were those darker moments that gave you that deep knowing. There may be parts of this journey that you are choosing not to share with other people. Like, you're not ready to speak on it or act on it, but you're accepting of it. And when you're ready to talk about it, when you're ready to address it, you will. But you're using this as a point of manifestation. You're using this because you've learned the Page of Swords. You know, you're asserting your boundaries right now. So some of you could people, like, some people around you could feel like you are not open to them right now, but I really feel like you are. Like, but you're moving differently, you're acting differently. So that could throw some other people around you off. And I feel like something like that came up from one of the signs too. Like, it's just being done differently because you're coming from a more peaceful place. Like, that whatever has been difficult and rough, like, we don't want to live in that anymore. So people are like, oh, you're not reacting, you're not you know, being dramatic about situations or whatever it is. You're doing this in a very calm, composed manner. And it's almost like they think you're being secretive, and you're not. You're just not dealing with things the way you used to. This comes from that experience, right? All right, what is this Gaia? What is Gaia here? Gaia. Oh, okay, what is this? Ace of Wands in the reverse. Spirit just said nothing is requiring any movement from you yet, okay? This could be, some of you could feel like you're lacking inspiration right now. Judgment. It's like the need to find a new muse, okay? Page of Pentacles. Again, I still feel like there's that energy of something here is needing to close out. Pardon, my eyes are itchy. there's that Five of Pentacles. I feel like in Four of Cups, there's a little bit of fear here. Because it's like, okay, where do I go? Right? I was still waiting for something to completely shut off, be done. Like, I said it for Scorpio, I think back in November, like there was a precipice or a threshold that they were getting ready to cross over. And this is kind of like collectively, I kind of feel this is a little bit of that same energy. The difference with this is there's a fear of not knowing with that High Priestess where you're going. She's, she's got to the shore, and now where? Now where does she go? Is there a hotel? Is there a tiki hut? Like, where is she going, right? It's kind of the same vibe here. It's like this is karmic release. When you start something new, and when you think about it, you start a new job, you change career paths, whatever, something you're not super familiar with, it takes you a while. It takes you a while to master those skills, to figure it out. And I think right now, for a lot of you, there is a fear that what if I do something a certain way again and it fucks me up? What if I fail to fully understand? What if I don't master this? And that's kind of leaving you in a position of feeling stuck. So I feel like some of you are sitting back right now evaluating where you're going. What does come next? And that's really what this feels like. What does come next? And what comes next is something beautiful. Ground yourself, pray, meditate, whatever you do, however you get through those moments of uncertainty and put trust and faith in the universe. That's what it's requiring you to do. I can't talk. I'm gonna see what comes after this. What comes after this indecision, Spirit, for the collective? What comes after this indecision? Queen of Wands and Page of Cups. For some of you, new love offers. You could be, get to the point where you finally feel good about yourself. And this is self-nourishment. Oh my God, you would think Mercury's in retrograde again. Self-nourishment. It's like you're filling your own cup. And the more you take focus on loving you, the easier you are to love, in the sense that other people are going to see where you put yourself, where you value yourself, where you flourish, and they're going to appreciate you. Okay? So they're going to understand that and see you exude that, right? Like if you watch someone's body language, like they walk hunched over, head down, they look sad, like that person, it's like they look like a whipped puppy. So it's like if you're walking around like that, that's the way you're seen. When you stand up and you're confident and you're smiling and you're just moving along in grace, whether you even realize it or not, people see that and it's like, wow, like look at them, and it's like, it doesn't matter what other people think of us, right? But it's like when you're calling in, whether it's a love situation, friendships, partnerships, it's that vibrational frequency that you're on, okay? So what comes after this point of indecision? Okay. Woo, flying. Page of Swords, incoming communication, Knight of Wands. Oh my gosh, you got two knights and a page here. And there's like, I had felt the need to split the deck, and there's that Queen of Wands again, the Star. Incoming some of you could have somebody they're keeping eyes on you. But I also feel like this is, for some of you, this could be online dating, right? I would say don't rush into anything. Make sure the energy is balanced when it comes to this. Text, emails, communication, incoming communication, in various forms. Spirit is showing me like a looking glass, like really looking over something. Some of you could be doing like background checks or something on someone, especially if you're hiring someone to come work into your home. I don't know where that's coming from, but there you go. But this Knight of Wands, like, he's impulsive, but I've noticed with him the way that, like, I look at the cards, it's like I can see them moving. And he's kind of slow. To me, lately, he's kind of slowed it down. And then after that, we've got the Knight of Pentacles, where he's just kind of at you know, here's a little bit of something. It's a tangible offer, right? It's something that you can see. So I think whatever shifts after this, like as you slowly build up your confidence, I said about that fear. How do I get to where I want to go? Where am I going? Once you step outside of that, you're going to start to see these movements. And I think that they're going to move a little slower. And you've got another page, that Page of Pentacles. It's going to come in slow, but you're going to have to let go of the fear attached to this idea of whatever this love means to you. Okay? This is a long daily message. So I always hope that it's making sense for you guys. All right, a little bit of advice, and then we're going to wrap this up. Sabotage, rebuild, persistent, working on it, repairing, mirroring each other, self-reflection, introspection, inner wounds. That's been the word this morning. I will say this. I feel like you're done. I don't care if it's work, home, love, it doesn't matter. I do feel like this slow moving energy is like, you could have dealt with these slow movers before and they turned out to be duds, whatever that means for you. You're tired of that. But yet at the same time, there's a fear of taking things slow, because it's like, I'm fed up. I've done this for 20 years, whatever this is, and it's never produced anything more than some bullshit. So it's kind of like, you know, do I work on it? Do I continue to rebuild? Do I continue to take these avenues? I'm going to tell you, this feels like partnerships and like love, like romantic love in a lot of ways, or who you're partnering with in friendship as well as to even family. But the thing of it is, whoever this is that's coming in eventually, you both been burnt, you both have been hurt, you've both dealt with a lot of the same things. So it's like both sides of a situation are fearing the letdown, but also recognize that if you're constantly fearing that letdown, guess what you're going to get? Let down, right? So that does sabotage the situation for you. So advice here. Here's the thing. You and whomever this is, you're both doing a lot of healing work. And I said, loving, you know, those romantic things. Twin flames, yin yang balance, union duality, complement, polar opposite, boundaries and hurt, avoiding conversations, not dealing, still upset. I will say, for some of you, I talked about the need to wrap certain things up, or maybe feeling like other parts of your world are kind of controlling certain things still. I feel like the message today is Spirit saying to you to allow that love in. That with whatever you've dealt with, it's been massive lessons, right? It's been massive awakening to all the things that have disempowered your power from you. And there could be some loose ends tied to that are needing to close up. And I feel like most of you are probably dealing with somebody who does not want to let go. Most of you are dealing with somebody who doesn't want to talk about it. They just may come towards you and have nothing to say, but they just don't want to have to express the disappointments, whether it's in their self or in you or a situation in general. But it's like, I mean, I would say, Spirit's saying, look at the person or the situation right now from the person that's in your world that is completely different than you, the polar opposite, right? What is it about them that you see that's hurting? What is it about them that you see that's reserved, that they're not expressing? They just kind of move throughout their day. And maybe it's you, right? Where is it that maybe you need to express what it is that sits so deeply that it has hurt? And some of you could be getting some therapy or something around this too, right? That High Priestess, she guides as well. So some of you could be seeking assistance outside of yourself to help guide you away from the hurt, or to move through the hurt, to move into calmer waters. I think that after that, this Knight of Pentacles, something more positive, something more tangible, something that is real does start to come in with this insane chemistry, sparks, and having fun, equal interest, and burning desire. Again, I said it back in the beginning of this reading, and I know this is a bit long. Oil and water. Maybe forcing something to work that it just doesn't. And that's okay. like you've learned, right? You learn from that experience. But what comes in next once you work through this fear? Once you move on, once you start to kick up your heels a little bit and make forward progress, it's like your passion is reignited. Your desire for life is reignited. I think part of this, though, is some of you got lost along the way as to what even makes you happy. And this could be losing touch with yourself. This could be losing touch with your creative endeavors. This could be losing touch with your work, losing touch with family, friends. You could have been isolated for a while. But behind that comes the Ace of Pentacles and the Six of Wands. So it's like Spirit is just asking you today, guys, to take a look at those opposites. Look at where the things don't mesh as well as you would have liked them to. There's something about this that tends to control the way you move, and it's time to let that go. Okay, so half an hour later, I'm leaving it there. I'm wishing you guys the very best. Have a wonderful Tuesday, and I will see you soon. Take care.